This way. Okay. We all have to do it the same way though. Okay.
Just coordinating.
All right, are we live?
You're live.
We're live.
Doing it live. You've seen that, right?
All right, good evening, Dayton. Welcome to the Town of Dayton Planning Board regular meeting this Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Right, so confirming the next planning board meeting will be held here in the Town Hall lower level, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025 at 7 p.m. First item of the agenda is to review, act, or discuss on the revised development flow chart. Now, you got by popular request, it's now printed on 11 by 17. And we were talking earlier that once this gets finalized and sent out to the town, we're gonna send it on a 4 by 6 postcard. Great would that be? All right, so what's in front of you is the latest. Now, I know you made some red lines and everything, but
I didn't distribute, I'm still working
all
on
right,
it.
so this is still in progress. The only difference from this to what you saw last is on the very left. Like, I guess, I don't recall if I had the start out floating up in the air last time we all sat down and talked.
No.
So I grew this a lot bigger. It doesn't matter because it scales. But I just wanted to make it obvious where to start and where you leave here and then go, here being really our universe of the planning / zoning board. And then go off and do your pre-construction meeting. Let me open my copy here. So I'm not looking at yours. I gave mine to Danica. Like, no problem.
Here.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. So don't worry about it. The only difference here is on the very left is we got some inputs from Lisa from the Conservation Commission on how they normally do business. And instead of specifically calling out either an NOI or RDA or an ANRAD, she wanted them to understand that, she wanted the applicants to understand that it's a very dynamic situation based on what their project is. The first thing could be flagging wetlands before they even get to any of this. So right away on the left, the first thing the applicant does is they need to contact Concom to figure out, determine the applicable filing that they need to submit to the Concom. And then once that's done, then you get the Concom hearing. That's normally after that hearing is when we get the emails with the NOIs and the NRADs and all the wetland delineation reports. And that's after all of that's done, then we start a normal process to the right. And that's where, so before it started here, had none of that stuff. And we just added a couple extra steps, well, really just one step, so the applicant can do that. So what's happening now is there is some additional inputs, and this version of this is going to the Conservation Commission to review. And I know they're only focused on 2 boxes, but I really want to make sure that Lisa and the group focus on what now, because I'm concerned Concom is only looking at here. They're like, okay, yeah, we're done. But I really would like them to understand that there is additional Conservation Commission steps, more implications, because it comes back around, because they're part of, once that's done, once they get the NOI, the NRAD, or the wetland delineation, whatever is applicable, they come back around and start with the normal application, which is, the regular, whatever they do, regular filing that would go to not just the planning board and zoning based on variances, but also the Conservation Commission. They go back around again to the same group and then back through that. And that's when the town engineer gets involved at that stage and gets the reporting and reports to both boards. So everything to the right stayed the same. It's just really just adding the additional steps. And the whole goal there was, we were under the assumption that applicant walks in, goes right to planning and zoning, and this is where their world starts. But really, to the left, 30 days or so, they've got to get in touch with Concom to do a lot of things prior to that. So I want to make sure it's clear that you don't start here, you actually have to start with them. And then it comes to us, and then we can do our thing. So that's the only change from last time. Questions, concerns? Is Woody still here? He dropped. Looks like he didn't reconnect. Go
I have
ahead.
one question.
Yeah.
And it's not so much about the chart, the flow chart per se, it's, but kind of implied in this is Weston and Sampson's role. And have we gotten an update from the town administrator about renegotiating our agreements with Weston and Sampson for having them tech up both more technical aspects of stormwater, but also a lot of the pre-construction, construction phase and follow through and the, checking in on the status and that sort of thing.
If I recall correctly, the town administrator did have a discussion with them, and I believe everything was all set, but I'd have to confirm that.
Okay,
I thought there was discussions going back and forth and it was agreed, because some of this stuff was already in their RFP when they accepted and
Right, I
we
remember
accepted
that.
them, some of that information was already in there.
right.
So they, Ralph was just saying, listen, we're gonna take advantage of that, maybe
Okay.
for lack of a better term, but that was my understanding, was that I know he did make contact with him and they were speaking.
So going
Thought they
forward,
solidified, but I gotta confirm that.
it's possible that Weston and Sampson may come back occasionally and report on projects that we've approved
Yeah.
that are in the construction phase. To give us an update, to tell us about a problem, that kind of thing. That's, okay.
Yeah, I can tell you, just from the recent experience of reviewing the Shaw boat storage facility project, that the request for Weston and Sampson to provide more technical inputs on the stormwater element, they did that.
Right.
They went through and were very confident in what they did and able to provide enough information that we can look at what was done and make an educated decision on how to proceed. So they were doing that already with that application. So, but like you're talking about further down the road.
Right.
That has to be, sorted out. That's good.
Good job.
Anything else? Take a look at it and I'll call you at some point, Ryan, and ask if you have any input. Just like it didn't happen last time. All right, cool, thank you. All right, so next item on the agenda, I believe this is a special permit for C&M Pizza. That's not happening this evening, is it?
It's not, he's not here yet, so I would, he said he was gonna appear before the board tonight,
All right,
so I would,
Does he know our correct address?
I did tell him, and I sent a reminder email on that
Okay.
today too.
all right. We're not gonna ever come in that way, are we? I tried to come in that side door, it was locked.
It's usually locked.
Okay, all right, I know in the library is
If you
here, I
want-
wasn't sure.
And if you want in the future, make sure it's open so that if they want.
Like anybody even knows to come in that way. I figured I'd come in because this is where the library used to be, so.
Yep.
Okay, so next item on the agenda is Bell Farms Estates LLC, 0 Milk Street and 0 Council Way Oak. Evening, gentlemen.
You can stay right there, I'll just move the camera.
Oh, you can manually control it. I didn't know this. Excellent.
So, yeah, as we know, we're waiting for the, right piers, there's so many moving parts to this, right piers, that's like pretty kind of summer, so I can all receive it, even about 4:45 today. So kind of in support of that, I don't really need to go through the whole plan set obviously, but, in corresponding with them, we did add a note about nitrogen reduction requirements, for the individual septics on the detail sheet, so that is the one, thing that has been revised on it.
The only change I see there is you made it 2,000
2000,
gallon.
yes, okay, so
That's the only change on the drawing.
that changed, but then we added the notes, are you looking at the PDF?
Looking at the PDF.
So right above the profile, which is nitrogen reduction requirements for individual septic systems, that was not previously shown. And the other, the plans up for.
Location, nitrogen reduction technology equipment to be located per manufacturer specifications and requirements. Is that the term? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right from the letter.
Yeah. That sheet. Yeah, they're gonna be 2,000 gallon tanks, they're gonna be beefed up with nitrogen coating, nitrogen reduction technology, so a little bit bigger tank. We also included the development impact, updated development impact statements, with the revised, nitrogen removal calcs, just based on going back and forth with, Wright Pierce, town of Somerset, I just want to include that with it. I think there's also a little blurb in there about pretty much that says exactly what's on the plan, so
Mhm.
that's where we're at this point.
Okay, well, congratulations on getting a letter from Somerset.
Yeah.
I looked at the changes here, and I know that with the septic design changes, that's gonna fall on the Board of Health. So I don't have any concerns there.
Yep.
I don't think anybody on the board has any concerns. It's a statement you've placed on there for the design,
Yep.
for the low nitrogen. It's a statement. I don't want to misspeak.
I have not received, or maybe you sent it out at 5 o'clock, but we haven't received it in preparation for this evening, so.
No, I just got it when we were
Okay.
getting ready, so I printed off just the letter
Yeah.
for him for
Okay.
tonight's
Okay.
meeting.
Right,
So
and so
I've already forwarded it to your emails,
Gotcha.
so
Okay.
you have it.
yeah, your email came at 6:42 PM.
I was busy at that time.
Yeah. I'm comfortable with it, but I want the board to also be comfortable with any decision, so we can go through this real time. I've gone through and I've summarized the changes already. And he already outlined the changes on the septic design, which is this statement here that says location of nitrogen reduction technology equipment to be located per manufacturer specifications. And that's per the letter that they received from the town of Somerset. Says here. This is the HOA, this is a maintenance. Let's see. That's the moratorium. So to address the minimum Title V requirements, the Bell Estate Impact Statement was updated to state each private on-septic system will be designed in accordance with the minimum requirements for new construction by implementing the best available nitrogen-reducing technology for septic systems located in a designated nitrogen-sensitive area. Each individual on-site septic system will implement a best available nitrogen-reducing technology. The Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection's list of approved Title V innovative and alternative technologies, which will reduce nitrogen effluent loading to a value of no greater than 19 milligrams per liter. Is that what that is?
Yep.
In addition, the subdivision plans were updated to show a detail for a typical nitrogen-reducing septic system profile. David Kelly stated in an email, September 29th, long-term maintenance of the stormwater system will be responsible with the homeowners association, which is outside of this. The updated nitrogen loading calculations were provided, assuming a 19 milligrams per liter loading rate, and the overall nitrogen load for this subdivision is 3 milligrams per liter. And the 3 milligrams per liter is on the impact statement calculations, and that's here. And then all the numbers were updated. So changes are tracked. My concern was when I was going through the development impact study that we wouldn't be able to pick out the changes, but thankfully it's all commented here. So what else is here? Town of Dayton has, I guess I should state that Town of Dayton has a moratorium on municipal water connection. CEC intends to install private on-site wells for each homeowner. The development impact study, section 2.1.4 was updated with the language until the moratorium is lifted. Each individual lot will be proposed to be serviced by a private on-site well, and the location of each private well, on-site well, will be determined on a lot-by-lot basis and will be shown on each of the proposed individual septic system design plans that will be reviewed and approved by the Town of Dayton Board of Health. Once the moratorium is lifted, each lot's previously installed water service connection will be turned on, and the dwellings will utilize the municipal water. Where is that statement in development impact study?
Didn't
see that in the-
2.14.
2.1.4. So let me just go there. I didn't see that in the comments. Let's make sure that's there.
Looking at the DIS.
Looking at the DIS, yep.
I think it's in 2.14 on the one of the last sentences. Last two sentences.
On page 4.
5.
Oh, I was on the wrong page. There it is. Yeah, there it is. So it's added to the paragraph on the bottom of page 5. onto page and rolls over to page 6. Okay. And then on the bottom, the town of Somerset said the development of Bell Farm Estate subdivision is not in the best interest of the Somerset Water Department, since Somerset Well, and they list the well number, is better protected without development in Zone 2. However, and that's the catch, if the Bell Farm Estates is approved by the town of Dayton, by the Dayton Planning Board, the plans and subdivision impact statement appear to meet the minimum Title V requirements for new construction in a nitrogen-sensitive area. Long-term maintenance of the stormwater system will be responsible of the HOA, which we all agree. And the specifics of the HOA will be prepared and approved by the town of Dayton Planning Board. Well, this is in your maintenance plan already. It is critical that the proposed HOA is required to fund and perform the long-term maintenance required for the stormwater system. A reporting and enforcement mechanism should be built in the HOA to ensure maintenance occurs. And finally, it says the proposed nitrogen reducing septic systems require annual maintenance to ensure they function as intended. It's critical that the HOA fund and perform the manufacturer's recommended maintenance for the septic systems. Reporting and enforcement mechanism should be put in place to ensure maintenance occurs. So that'd be part of the HOA. This is HOA terms. So that is, I think I've captured everything. So that's kind of live review of all the changes. So, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I just have one email I gotta read into record from
Yes.
Lisa Caledonia, the conservation agent. So she just wanted to give you an update that says, sorry for the delay at our last meeting on September 18th. It was requested that Bell Farm Estates provide us with a detailed wildlife habitat evaluation due to activities occurring within 100 feet of the documented vernal pool. They also have several other items that need to be addressed, and our next meeting is October 16th.
Okay.
Just giving you an update.
All right, thank you.
Which would the exhibit, the inspection, that's all completed. I mean, they'll have that by Friday.
Mhm.
And I think everything that needed to be addressed is in there, I think, in their hands, or they'll have it the next day or so. So everything that she's talking about is pretty much already kind of completed.
Okay, all right. Questions on anything you saw here? And if you want to go through any of this, and this is in your email inbox. Unfortunately, it came time late, but
Only that, now that we have this, which is great, but I'd like an opportunity to review it, so I'm not really would be in favor of like your summary and then voting on it this evening.
okay, that's kind of what I want to understand.
Yeah.
What your thoughts are on moving forward with this. You're meeting with Concom on the 16th,
Yeah, and our next meeting is.
Our next meeting's the 15th.
15th.
so we're not going to hold you up. It would not hold you up if we continue this to the 15th.
Yeah, that's fine. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you feel is a concern on to review their comment?
He just wants time to read it, absorb
I
it.
do want time to read it, and I do want time to consider the statement that, development of the Bell Farm subdivision is not in the best interest of the Somerset Water Department. However, there is a however in there, but that's a rather loaded statement in terms of their opinion on protection of the wellhead, which is the very reason this is a special permit. So I just need, probably, I'm sure it'll be a discussion among us, but I just want, for having this in a letter hand, I just now would like to some time to consider about what would be needed.
Alright, the reason why I asked is, like I said, I read the letter over and over as well, and I do understand his comment and maybe reasoning, but we do feel we're following all of the bylaws and all directions and everything where,
It's a matter of receiving this at 6:45.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want
Having
to
it-
deal directly with the HOA? Do you guys like write that stuff up? I don't know the first thing about it, so I don't. I figure you guys can implement whatever you want regarding HOA, but do you guys deal with that? Like HOA will pay for this and that, like do you deal with the approvals of all that? Cause it seems like the heavy loaded stuff is like, town of Somerset doesn't want it, but hey, so long as these people like absolutely will pay to get it maintained and all that stuff, do you guys deal with that stuff?
Do we approve that through the planning board?
It's approved through the, so the applicant is required to draft up the HOA, and then our council and the board reviews it,
Mhm.
much like what we're doing here.
Which we have one already, we have a fully completed HOA, again, we would just have to add like the common thing in an HOA is maintenance of the basins. Once a year they get trimmed down and everything. You know, testing each system would be like every year, every 2 years when they get their tanks pumped out. You know, the filters, in that pot gets inspected, so it would be up to the homeowner at the HOA meetings to provide proof, maybe a receipt that for that physical year it has been inspected. And HOA will have its own terms in it, if it's not, then you know how that will be delegated and stuff, so, I mean, it's common stuff, so.
So these terms in this letter, when I say terms, I don't mean terms, but everything that comes after however, which is everything that should be in an HOA. Is that something we can have as a conditional approval? Just to ensure that it doesn't wind up,
Ensure that it goes
because
in there.
the HOA comes after the last green circle there, right? So it's the pre-construction meeting.
Yeah.
In your pre-construction meeting, this is one of the items you have to provide. And so we want to make sure that in continuity that when the decision leaves this board and then goes on to everything after that, that these things get carried along.
Absolutely.
Maybe really this letter should get carried along.
My thought is when we do the decision, that would be attached to it.
Yeah.
So that at least
As
the
an
history is shown.
as an enclosure to the decision letter, and then probably call out these specific items as conditions for picking pre-construction requirements.
Yeah.
Or the documentation pre-construction requirements, but I think we have everything in A, but I expect the board wants to just, we're meeting again in a couple weeks, but go ahead.
I actually have a question. When the water is run on the road, is it gonna be tied in to each home?
Yes.
Will the water be running?
No, water won't be running, it'll be the mains will be in the road, then you have the gates. The gates come out into the first 10 feet of the town-owned property. That gate will be shut off, but there will be poly from that gate into the foundation capped. So in order for, tighten as well. So at the time where the moratorium gets released, someone from the water department will physically go there themselves, install the water meter themselves, and then tie into, the plumbing inside the home. There'll already be maybe a water line in the vicinity of the water coming through the foundation for the connection of the water meter. And at that point, water department will go outside, turn the key, and now the property has, and then the existing wells, I would assume, would be good for, irrigation and things like that if the homeowner decides to utilize it. But we'll set it up, adequately.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think at this time, I'd like to just continue this to entertain a motion to continue the Bell Farms Estates application to our next meeting, which is Wednesday, October 15th.
Motion?
No, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
4 ayes.
You have them.
Prepare anything for that meeting? Anything we prepare for the meeting?
Not at the moment, I don't.
You guys need anything additional from the applicant, or
No.
discuss it then and we can decide how to proceed on the 15th?
What I can do is give them a chance to review it,
Yep.
and then if they have anything that they can email me. I can let you know and get it to you right away to be prepared for the meeting. We can do it that way.
One question, this is a summary, obviously, from, as Connie said, for their engineers' findings.
I think this is the deliverable.
That's the deliverable,
This is it. Right, there's nothing further.
Yeah, I think the town of Somerset corresponds with Wright Pierce, who is their
it
engineer.
was their engineer, so,
Yeah.
it's, okay. I didn't know it was possible to get a copy of Wright Pierce, what Wright Pierce gave the town of Somerset, if they would be willing to share that with us. And if not, I would say that's fine,
Okay,
it'd be nice,
Should-
because this is a summary, but it's
should-
not,
it
it's not
shouldn't-
essential.
It
so.
shouldn't be binding, but it would
No.
be great if we get more information.
Right, yeah.
okay. So you're looking for, I'm sorry, what again?
What Wright Pierce gave to the town of Somerset that caused them to summarize, with these findings.
We can always email Andrew Smith.
Andrew Smith is Wright Pierce,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
like that's directly from that.
Yeah, it'd be better if it came from Carrie instead of my Gmail account.
Yeah, if it came from Somerset, it would probably been from Chris.
Whitman.
Chris Whitman.
Okay.
Chris Whitman, yeah, there is right there,
Yeah.
superintendent.
Every time we communicate with town of Somerset, so we refer to that Pierce.
Okay. That's a town engineer, all right. Okay. Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, I think we are going back to the previous agenda item, 4B. One, C&M Pizza. Sure. Is there a microphone he stands on? How does this work?
It's fine.
No, there's the speakers
Oh,
around.
speakers are here, all right.
Perfect today. I thought the meeting was gonna be there. I didn't see her now.
Okay. Just name and address, please.
My name is Kira, and the place it's called St. Pizza. It's located at 1965 Carrington Street.
All right, thank you.
And we're applying for a special permit to add two additional units, 2 bedroom each in one office. And then it's the same pizza store. Last thing we have, now we connected with a surveyor to get what the Samsung company asked us for. So one of these things is the stormwater management. That's what we're here for. That's one of the things, that's the big portion of the requirements. And the owner, he wants to see if there's something we can waive, because this is something, as I read the bylaw, it should be for the new construction building, because we're not changing anything outside. We're not extending like the runoff is gonna be the same thing from the water. No extension in the roof, no extension in the building, the same lot, the same building, everything. So is this something?
Is it something they can talk to Concom about, because it's residential?
No, actually, that's business, because CNN.
Oh,
He's installing an office and he's adding on to a business that's already there.
Okay.
But I'm thinking maybe stormwater. committee.
But
Why would it?
Which would be us.
No, I'm just saying if you're asking to inquire
Right.
on that, my first thought is the stormwater committee.
So I see what their take is on that, because you're right, it's not new construction. Hey, how are you, sir?
How you doing?
Doing well. Yeah, you're right, it's not new construction, and you're not changing the envelope of the building, you're not
Right.
adding any, if you're talking about, water leaving the property, that's different. That's, that's your,
Yeah.
that's everything else, but as far as stormwater management, I don't see why it would make any changes, but I would like to hear back from the stormwater committee. Just, that'll be us contacting them, not something you need to,
I'll CC you.
you don't need to go to another meeting. We will inquire to find out, because the basis of what you're doing is your envelope stays exactly the same, you're doing stuff upstairs, you're not changing anything external.
Not even external.
Right.
It's inside, we're adding walls. There is no second floor.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the drawings and everything, so it sounds reasonable to me, but we want to make sure we do due diligence and contact. So Carrie's gonna reach out to Stormwater, and then you'll be on the correspondence.
Sure, okay. Thank you so much.
Work towards getting that off your plate,
Thank you. Thank you.
okay?
So on that note, you're gonna need to request a continuance.
Yeah, I
Verbally.
requested. Yeah, I requested to next meeting.
We're spending a lot of money for fuck.
Okay, all right. So, somebody want to make a motion to continue the,
So I think our first question to them is, do you think you'll be ready by October 15th, or do you think we should push it to November?
Project engineer, he said it's gonna take only 2 weeks, so if you give me the response tomorrow, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna give.
she's not gonna get the response tomorrow.
Yeah,
the
the
stormwater,
likelihood that I would is
the next stormwater meeting is October 15th in the afternoon.
same day, yeah.
So I mean, I
They're gonna
can,
want to talk about it then.
yeah,
I
and
will
then they'll let
ask
us-
for the continuance if there's anything happen, because he already told us that it's gonna be only 2 weeks. And I'm gonna ask him to start immediately for the existing conditions ahead plan.
Okay, I'd be,
So his work is gonna be completed, but will your work be completed with all the plans too?
Yep, I will confirm.
Okay,
So I will be next meeting, I will be here.
All right,
So we're gonna shoot for the 15th as well.
okay,
That's good.
Do we take a
Oh,
vote?
I'm sorry. Yes.
yeah, that sounds all right, so we want to make a motion to continue the 1965 Counter Street CNN Pizza special permit application and site plan review to Wednesday, October 15th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Bruce competing in a second. All in favor? Aye. Four ayes again. And again. Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I'm glad you found the place.
You too.
This is where we're gonna be from now on, for the
Yes.
planning board.
here always?
Yes, it is, yep.
Take care of the night.
All right, thank you.
Weston and Simpson.
I'm sorry.
Weston and Simpson is the one that brought up the stormwater, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, it's a question, yeah, they're just asking,
Question.
it's a question. And I think we have to just ask the question of the stormwater committee just as an input. I don't think it's gonna be an issue, but if we don't ask, I think it's be prudent, just to make sure. All right, so the next item on the agenda is item 5, the monthly Serpent report. Turns out I have a 50-page report that I hooked you guys up with last minute. But I'm not gonna read this to you unless you'd really like me to. But it's a really well put together report of everything they've done this week, this past year. One interesting thing there, you got the financial report, but one interesting thing there is they talk about a Route 44 corridor study that was done up in Taunton. And the reason I wanted to focus on that is we just got awarded, Town of Dayton just got awarded a grant to do one for Route 138, just like this. So, and I'm super excited about that because we talked to Serped about getting a grant put in to do the same exact thing that Serped did, or this group did for Route 44 to do it down in Dayton. And the whole purpose of doing it in the town of Dayton is I really like a professional organization to come along and look at how Route 138 is laid out right now and how it can be more cohesively planned moving down the line on the out years. And I don't think anybody's ever sat down and looked at from a town planning perspective how we can lay out Route 138 better with, connections with public services or anything like that. So this is an opportunity to have somebody come in and do exactly that. And the focus is from the town line in Somerset to the town line in Taunton. So it's a whole entire length of 138.
Wow.
And they were probably gonna focus on certain areas, around Main Street, Center Street, where the school is, where the town hall is, and then further south where Sweet Stall is, and then everything else in between, to see how, looking at traffic, there's probably gonna be a traffic element to it, there's gonna be pedestrian element to it, so it's still gotta get scoped, but if you look at what was done there for Route 44, we're gonna get the exact same thing for Dayton, so I'm super excited about that, and the best part about that is it's not costing us anything. So the whole thing is probably, it's just about $100,000 to do.
Wow.
And they were able to fund it through 3 different sources, through Serped, and I worked with, when I say I worked with, Ralph did all the work. Ralph got to Serped, helped us submit the grant application. Ralph put the finishing touches on it as a town admin, and that was submitted back in, I think, in April or May. We just got the word a couple days ago that we got awarded for the grant, so we're psyched about that. It's supposed to be a kickoff meeting soon, so I can let you guys know if you're interested in checking it out. Probably gonna show us all kinds of stuff they're gonna do, and then we can go from there to see when we're gonna get a product, so. Cool, pretty neat, eh?
Very nice.
Very interesting.
So you'll see the Route 44 one in here, there's a bunch of focus areas in Taunton, on like page 17, they got a map. There's a really neat website you can go to get like the full animation of this Route 44 study they did for Taunton, they're gonna do the same thing for the town of Dayton. And that's all I got. So next one on the agenda is the Stormwater Committee report.
Won't be. I think they've had a meeting, they're new, so.
And what do you have to report with Stormwater?
I'm not sworn in, so I'm an additional member at this point, so anything I say would be curious, so.
Okay. No comment then? No comment. Joe, anything or nothing's been going on? Okay. All right, thank you. PAC meeting, monthly permitting and compliance team report.
So I do not have a report, because I just gave one last meeting.
Okay. All caught up?
Once a month, but
Yeah, so it's not syncing up. Okay. All right. In that case, we'll move on to the next item, which is the approval of the meeting minutes of September 17th, 2025. Somebody please make that motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. What happened? It's Easter Day. Any further correspondence?
nothing.
Any public input? Input? Must be an echo in here. In that case, somebody make a motion to adjourn. Adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good night, Dayton. Cable, and you too.